All right, I'm standing in front of my brand new issued police Harley Electra Glide. This happens to be a 23. It took a little bit of time to get it all equipped with all the police stuff that we have to put on it, but it's officially in service. And so I wanted to do a quick walk around and show you how we set up our police bikes, if you've ever been curious, and some of the specialty equipment and some of the decisions we made as a department on how we wanted them set up. Welcome back, Bikeaholics. Ryan Urlacher here, lawabidingbiker.com. Always thank you. That's right, you, for checking back in. So this video will just be a casual walk around. I hope I answer all the questions that you have in this video. There's a lot to it. I will say what I'm showing you on this bike is how our particular agency decided to kind of set it up. However, there's also a lot of similarities on police bikes across the nation, because some of the stuff that I'm going to show you comes out of the factory from Harley, ready for police, and then a lot of it is set up again by the agency or whatever third-party vendor they use to equip it for their needs. So if you get a Electra Glide police package, I'm going to start with showing you kind of what you're going to get and how it actually comes out of the factory. With that said, the way it comes, it is literally just a regular civilian Electra Glide model with additional police things out of the factory. So we're looking at the front here. First of all, these lights right here, these big ones, they're red and blue. These come when you get your bike out of the factory. Those will be on there. All right, so behind this windshield, it also out of the factory comes a big light bar. And as we move around, you'll be able to get a look at that, because I want to show you something else. So you've got the front kind of lighting, so to speak. And then so this is the light bar up here. You can see it kind of takes up the dash. And you all know there's a vent in the fairing there, stock, that wind buffeting vent that comes up. Well, that's blocked by this now, but they put a little plate. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but they put a little plate so at least air can kind of come up through there, so to speak, and you can open it and close it. And so while we're talking about emergency lights, you'll see a few differences from civilian models. You've got all the standard signal switches and light switches, but you've got this additional switch, which this is your siren. And so the bike does come equipped with a siren over on the right side on the crash bars. You'll see two additional buttons here. And this siren, you can just do different, yelp and wail and different sounds and push it in to turn it on and off. But this button right here, a red button, is for PA system that goes through the siren box. So you can basically talk in our helmet. We've got a mic. You can push that and, tell people to pull over or whatever you want to say, or have a nice day there. That's what I usually say. And then this one is your actual radio button, which you push in on that. And that button actually activates your radio. We got a Bluetooth system in our helmet. You push that, it connects to the radio in the dash here, and that way you can talk to your communication center. And so you can see how that button is placed there, because when we're actually stopping cars or riding, we've not only got a clutch there, but at the same time, you learn to have your finger on the button and you're actually pushing it in and clutching and using your gray area to turn or wherever the car is going that's going to stop. So there's a lot of this going on besides just clutching. That actually becomes pretty natural after doing it for many years. And moving over to the right, control cluster, all again the same as civilian, except you see that red button there. That is for the emergency lights, and you can flick it that way and just turn on rear, or flick it this way and just front, or you can push it in and that activates all the lights. And talking about emergency lights, there are two more lights that I didn't show you down low here, and on each side of the crash bars. These are also part of that front lighting package. So those are some of the main things that come with the bike that make it a police package. And then you can kind of piecemeal a lot of other stuff. Some of it's factory Harley, and then some of it is aftermarket, and we'll try to sift through a lot of that, but we got a lot more to talk about. All right, we talked about the radio a little bit. Our department does actually use the big head radios, just like you would in an automobile. And that's to talk, obviously, all the different channels to talk to our communication center. Some police agencies just leave this glove box in there. one of our nearby agencies, and they don't run, you know, a mobile unit. They just run their portable radio and do it that way. There's lots of different ways you can set these police bikes up. So this is one of the options you have, is what kind of windshield you want. This is Harley OEM. For my height, I chose the 12-inch windshield. It is a darker tint. It flares up obviously on the top. And you could get a clear one and you can get bigger ones. That's completely up to you. And with me sitting on the bike, that's actually a good height for me because I actually look over it most of the time for most things, but yet it gives me good wind deflection up over my helmet. And we move to the inside here and you can see across this light bar, this is completely our agency and how we did it. That is our Stalker Radar screen. So that displays the speed of vehicles obviously, and I've got lots of different controls on it. And if I turn these bars and we move over here, this is actually connected via a wire. This is my control. Obviously I've got controls up on the head unit like I showed you, but I can turn the radar on and off here, and I can do moving or stationary, lock or release. I won't explain all that to you, but I've got all my controls right down here, which is nice because I can keep my hands on the bars. Now this does have a front and rear radar antenna, and if we come on back around to the front of the bike here, you'll see where we decided to put our front antenna. So this actually on the front, we just used a bar mount basically on the crash bars. Now, if you want to come on to the back, I'll show you. I can also do radar moving or stationary, front or rear. And here's where we decided to put the rear antenna. And also, of course, because of law-abiding biker media, you know, the company I own, I also like to give back. And not only because it's my agency, but I just like to give to first responders. And so I gave a lot of stuff to the department I work for the bikes free of charge and just donated it. Not only because they're awesome products, again, because I want to help. And so on my bike, you'll see some of those products, and the products you see on here are on all of our bikes for the most part. So if we move over here, of course, it's famous. We've been selling these for so long. This is the Biker Gripper, the sexiest, sleekest, strongest cell phone mount in the world, guys. We sell the heck out of these things. They sell themselves at this point. But you see, when you're a police officer and even off duty, whatever, time is money. No proprietary case. I can use whatever case. This is an iPhone 15 Pro Max. It'll even fit bigger than that, any of your Samsungs. But you can see how fast I can get that in and out when I need to run into the station, run in wherever, get off. I'm at an accident scene, I need my phone. I just don't have time to fuss with, you know, like your quad locks and all those kind of things. They just don't work well for me. Phone will not come out of here, guys. We run these on the courses. We obviously push hard. The bikes get dropped, they go down. The phone will not come out. It's got vibration dampening built right in. Enough said. The Biker Gripper is amazing. This is a perch mount. We've got universal bar mounts, of course. You choose black or chrome. We've always got them in stock. We're moving the heck out of them for a reason, but that is the Biker Gripper. So sleek, so sexy, and I can go landscape just like that. I can go that. I can pop it up. I can move it around where I need to see it, and that phone is not coming out of there. Tried and tested for well over 10 years now. And by the way, anything I talk about, the things I put on the police bikes from the Law Abiding Biker store, I will link to in the description below if you want to check them out. We are just a bootstrap company of bikers trying to help as many bikers as we can worldwide. We appreciate every customer and we'll definitely take care of you. All right, the other thing you see up here, of course, I get angry if I don't have my coffee. I'm teasing, but I got to have my coffee every day, okay? And so, of course, what would make sense more than a CIRO cup holder? Black or chrome, we've got them in. This is the perch mount model. We made a little mod so we could get this guy on it, but yours won't have this, obviously. You just got that mount there. It's your two, just like this one mounts your Biker Gripper. It's got two bolts, go right in the perch mount or the universal bar mount. We've got different sizes depending on how big a beverage you want. We've also got it for the trunk, for the passenger, but that is our beloved CIRO drink holders. Same exact one I run on all my personal bikes too. And the drink holder is not only important for my coffee in the morning, but we ride these bikes in 100+ degrees around here all day. And the ability to have a water bottle up there and stay hydrated is super important, not only on my police bike, but when I'm on my personal bike long distance touring. Now, I do have very special adjustable levers on here, but I'm not going to talk about those yet. We will come back to those in a moment. And you may have seen speakers in the fairing. They aren't actually speakers. They're just dead behind there. They just have the grills. And that's pretty common. It is common for the Electra Glide because you just have a big glove box here. Electra Glides are your stripped down, you know, models from your limiteds and things like that. They don't come with a stereo and speakers. And moving down to the inner dash here, you'll see, you know, you've got all the dummy plugs normally, but we put these switches in. One of these turns off the headlight. The other one can do an external radio through. There is an external radio speaker if you wanted to hear your radio instead of in your helmet via Bluetooth. So we do have the ability to turn off a headlight. We rarely do that. During an escort, there's a specific reason for safety that we do that, but I'm not going to get into that. But that's why we have to have that switch. I'm just going to mention this so you don't have to ask. You may have saw this up there. I Velcroed a garage door opener. That's all that is on there, and that opens our police gate so I can get in. All right, we get asked this a lot. Obviously, it comes with a tractor seat. A lot of people wonder why the police bikes have this. Well, I'm going to walk around this side of the bike as I'm telling you. That's because it puts you in a much more proper riding position and a more aggressive riding position, and I'll show you what I mean. So, as I mount the bike, you'll see, and if you've ever sat on one of these, you'll realize how far up you actually sit. And you can see the way I'm sitting, I'm pushed forward, I'm up over the tank. It's going to give me the ability to really yank these bars around when I'm doing low speed maneuvers and cone work and things like that, instead of being back. So on my personal bike, when I'm doing those maneuvers, it's definitely not as comfortable, and I have to pull myself up on the bike a lot. And I still have to do that on this bike because I have shorter arms to really get up over the bike and over this tank. That's going to allow me to really throw this thing around and bar lock and transition. So for police work, the tractor seat is amazing, and I would not want the tractor seat for long distance touring. We do take some longer rides sometimes to training, like 3 hours. That's not a great seat. I would much rather grab like a Saddleman road sofa from the Law Abiding Biker store. That's what I use on my personal bike. Those are touring seats. This is an aggressive riding seat. We're on and off the bike doing a lot of aggressive maneuvers, so that is why it comes with a tractor seat. Another thing I get a lot, and I'll get comments, is, you know, people that aren't experienced with motorcycles, and they complain when I get off a bike, you're getting off the wrong side of the bike, and you're getting off the wrong side of your police bike. Not true. I'm a motorcycle instructor and officer, and I will tell you that is how we make our officers do it. We don't swing our leg over. We actually pull through the bike and out like that. We're on and off it a lot. You can see how fast I can get on and off this bike doing it that way. We do it that way for a lot of reasons. Number one, when we're stopping cars, it's usually the right shoulder. That way we're getting off the high side of the bike so that we're not in traffic. That would be one reason. There are situations we might get off the left side, but most of the time we do that. Also, it's just a safety issue. If your kickstand's not properly down, or even when you're getting off the bike, if you forget. So if I get on this side, if I come over to this side and something's wrong, and it's actually harder to get through this way, guys, try it the other way. And this bike drops on me, it's dropping towards me, okay? It's gonna crush my leg, my shin. There's injuries that can happen, all right? Whereas if I come over this way, now get on this way, and something were to go wrong and the bike falls, it falls away from me and not on me. And one last reason is, oftentimes rifles are carried in here, and they're carried on the high side again, so we're out of traffic, so it's your rifle access point. So I'd encourage you all to get on and off your bike the correct way. And we see everybody swing their legs over. If you have an injury, I get it, you have to do it that way, but you should just be able to literally slide right on your bike. You'll find out how easy this is. See, I'm hanging onto the grip. I'm just hanging onto that. It gives me a little bit, and I can slide right onto my bike, and I'm up and going. All right, just real quick, we're right back into your video. As you can imagine, a ton of man hours, effort, and expenses go into keeping this channel going strong. There's a way you can support us by becoming a patron member, and I'll link to it in the description below. There are a lot of benefits for getting signed up as a member, such as t-shirts and stickers. You get access to the private Facebook group, which is a troll-free zone. Nothing but bikers helping bikers in there. You get access to podcasts early, live video broadcasts and chat, premium videos upon request, and access to all the ride, meetup, and events that are going on. We really appreciate you considering becoming a member. Let's get back into your video. And I know some of you want to see the lights and how lit up this thing is. It's got awesome LEDs on it, but I'll show you that in a little bit. There's lights on the trunk, obviously. This is all stuff, when it came to the dealership, they also set up a lot of stuff, and then we sent it to a third-party company to do like our computers and printers. We'll get to that. But the Harley shop that took delivery of these with the aforementioned products already on it for a police package, then they put additional lighting on the trunk, emergency lighting on the rear here. And a lot of that, again, is customizable and how you want the bike to be prepared for your agency. So my last 2018 Electra Glide had the smaller police trunk. I'll try to put a picture over it to show you guys what that looked like. It's a much smaller trunk that you don't really see other than on police Electra Glides. Well, the way I understand it, they're discontinuing those trunks altogether, and I was really happy because I always wanted the bigger trunk. A lot of the agencies already ran the bigger trunk. This is a standard size tour pack that you would see on your limited civilian models and things like that. It just gives us a lot more space because what you're about to see, we pack a ton of stuff, about all that we can inside these trunks. The nice thing is we're able to put a backrest for the first time, which is really nice for me, or even when we're traveling longer distance, just gives you that back support. The nice thing is we put a slider rail on here, and that allows me, depending if you're a taller or shorter rider, you can scoot this up or back, or maybe on the course you don't want to be feeling the backrest, you're being a little more aggressive. So that was a really nice addition. Again, something that our agency did. On the side here of the trunk, we can plug it in and on our days off or during the winter when it's snowing, and that keeps the battery in here charged, which while we're talking about the battery in here, let's just go ahead and take a peek inside. So you can see how much stuff we have in here. I'll get this stuff out of the way so you guys can take a look. This is completely custom, what we needed. Our third-party vendor, and kind of told them what we wanted, and then they prepared. This is a computer dock where my laptop goes right in. The laptop's in my car right now, but you get it. The laptop docks in here, and the screen can pop up, and then I can basically stand off to the side at a traffic stop. Again, why we get off the side of the bike, it's usually the side out of traffic, and I can whatever, warning, citation, I can do my stuff right here, and it kind of tilts up to give me better ability to see the screen and use the keyboard and things like that. We did want to put a mount with a swivel so we could swivel it around this way. We ran out of room because we do the automobile radio head unit, and the main component to that is underneath here. So we were too high, so we just went to this, but it's worked out really well. A scanner, because we can scan driver's license and registration into our computer. There's the battery you guys see. That's another battery because these bikes are drawing so much. So this charges off the charging system. You know, it goes to the main battery and then it pushes it into this battery so that we can run a lot of the equipment in here without, killing the battery, because it's got to run lights and all the other regular stuff too. So that charges this battery in here and keeps that topped off. You'll see also over here, we've got a printer right here, thermal printer, and it just prints out and the paper comes out here for, a ticket or a collision report, whatever we've got to give to people. So that sits right there. And there's another box down in here. That's for our PVP, which is our whole Bluetooth helmet system, wireless, that connects to the radio, so we can push those buttons and talk to our communication center. All this in here, this plate, this metal plate under here, was another company in town that we work with. They actually donated their time and this plate. Awesome. And they made this custom steel plate so that we could put all this on here. There's a modem here because obviously I have internet service capabilities via cellular network to run all the things that we need to run on our laptop. I could go over a lot more stuff in here, but it's a lot of just technology. One addition I had to do is I put these are from the Law Abiding Biker store, of course, and these are our lid tether pouches. This is a double pouch. You'll see the other side, it's a single in a minute, but it just basically, it's so easy. We've done videos on it. They are available in our store. but it just replaces that tether. And now I have 2 pockets in here. I can put extra, you know, keys and registration, and I've got charging cords for cell phones and whatnot, but just makes it so that's not all just floating around in the bottom of my saddlebag. They're from Innovative Solutions, and we've always got them in stock, guys. And if I move around to this other saddlebag, you'll see the single pouch I chose. You can put double and double or single and single, whatever you want to do. We've got all the options in our store. But again, that thing's just stuffed full, and it's all the stuff that literally would be rolling around, and I have to dig for it in the bottom of the saddlebag. These are so affordable, and it's such an easy mod. Like, I do it on all my bikes, my personal bike, the police bikes. It's like a must now. We also have other ones that go down into the bottom of your saddlebag. There's voids in there because you've got the channel that goes over your saddlebag support bars, and they fit in there just perfect. We've done a video. Once you get on the Law Abiding Biker store, link in the description, you'll see all the different options we have. Very neat, very innovative solutions for storing all your stuff in your saddlebags. So while we're back here, this is just our radio antenna. Again, hooked to our radio to talk to communications. Nothing special there. This is our GPS unit. Because we have a map, obviously, in GPS, and I can see where other units are, and dispatch can see where I am at all times. So that's what that is. So some of the lighting mods that we put on the bikes from the Law Abiding Biker store, we have these in stock, ready to go. This replaces your stock tail light, which is kind of plain Jane and ugly. This is the Armor tail light from CIRO. It's programmable with my smartphone, so I can have different patterns to make sure I get the attention of all those cagers behind me when I'm stopping at stoplights and things like that. I've got it. It bumps like 3 times. You can do some pretty crazy patterns. Sky's the limit. The app's super easy to use. And then we've also got our beloved FANG signal inserts, and we've got them in black or chrome. You can do red. I did ours red. I'll actually turn them on. I did ours red. So if we turn them on there, you'll see that's the boot up for the Armor tail light. And then I'll show you what pattern I did since we're back here. If I just hit the brakes, that's the pattern that it gives. And then if I do signals on those taillights, you can see I did the red. You can do amber too, but that's your choice. We've got them for street glides and all the other models too, and road glides, but this is for the Electra glide. So you've got different options. Again, when you go through to our store, you can choose kind of what you want to do. I'll show you these on the front here in a minute. But I also wanted to show you, see those guys, those are our CIRO filler panel lights. You all know the Electra glides come with that big ugly hole in there. Well, these fill it, and again, it's all about safety. You just can't afford to be rear-ended. I'm out on the road every day on this thing. I need to get people's attention, and these definitely, all this lighting back here definitely helps do that. So you can get these guys, I believe chrome or black. You can get these in. That is true, because Lurch is shaking his head at me. He's behind the camera today. But yeah, you could also get them for your, your street glides and road glides have the colored panel in there. They don't have the big hole like the Electras, but we also make them for those because it's still a great thing to put in those voids. So this is the FANGs. We'll move up to the front here, and while we have the lights on, and I'll show you the FANGs here on the front to kind of give you an idea of what those look like. So I'll turn off my signal. And these are really cool up here. And remember those FANGs on the back? On this bike, they're just signals because we already have a tail light. On something like my 16 Dyna Lowrider S, it doesn't have a center brake light. It just has the 2 bullets. Well, those are run, turn, brake because it's everything all in one. So a lot of different options on the FANG inserts. One of the easiest mods that you can do to your bike. All you do is take your halogen bulb out. You pop your cap, take your halogen bulb out. This has a wire, push, quarter turn, and then you just pop these in. It's that easy of a mod, and you get LED lighting and better visibility, and they just look a lot better. But you can see up front here on these white light there, but as soon as I turn my signal on, you're gonna see it changes to amber. And as soon as I turn it back off my signal, it takes a minute and you get that additional white light. So those, again, CIRO FANG inserts, and we put them on the new bikes, and the guys absolutely love them. Get rid of that old halogen stuff and just cleans up the look and gives you additional safety. All right, so I know I promised I'd show you the emergency lighting on this bike. This is probably a good time to do it. So if I kick it all on, we're just gonna move around the bike and kind of let you take a look at the lighting. And the interesting thing is today we were actually working on both our new 23 police bikes to get the lighting the way we wanted it. What I mean is there's different patterns that you can do. And these kind of just, the factory kind of set it at a, you know, stock way they wanted it to look. But there's like so many patterns that you can do. And kind of the way we did that, it's kind of an old system, the way they do it, but I figured I'd tell you since he's walking around this anyways. Off each of the LED lights, there's a wire. In this case, it's a blue wire. And so you have to go around to each light and find that blue wire, and you got to strip the end of it. And we just had an alligator clip on another wire. You ground it out, you turn the lights on, and then we would just take that alligator clip and we would hit the exposed wire that we had stripped on each one of those lights. There's also a green wire. You can change the color of each light, and when you bump it, when you ground it and bump each light, you can change to all the array of patterns. And we're not actually sure how many there are. Now the factory has a really nice box. When the bike is all stripped down, they can do all that with. But once we got it, we didn't like the way the lights were set up. So that's what we did this morning to a couple of the bikes. And yes, you might have saw that this one is stuck. This is kind of a light with brains, and we realized this one's bad. We're gonna have to replace that so it actually flashes. All right, now I want to talk about some of the engine mods we did to this bike. I will talk about these. My favorite thing on this bike, besides the bike itself, is these adjustable, awesome levers, which we carry in our store. I'm gonna put them on my personal bike too, but we'll get to that. They did allow us on these bikes, never before were we able to really do engine mods, but we got the okay, and I know other departments that do it too. And we all know stage 1 kits, it really opens up the bike. It just takes what you already have and just lets it breathe a lot more and run a lot better, sound a lot better. And we definitely improved these bikes. So what we did, I will tell you, if it were up to me, obviously this is a police city owned bike. And so I do have to follow rules and what they want done. I wouldn't have used all Screaming Eagle Harley stuff. I would have got stuff from the Law Abiding Biker store, you know, different intakes. I would have, you know, put some other exhaust. Not that there's anything wrong with the Screaming Eagle stuff. It's just, it's expensive, and I prefer other stuff the way it sounds and looks. But nonetheless, this is a really good setup. It's all going to be OEM. This is the 114, obviously Milwaukee 8 motor coming in this 23 Electra Glide. So we went ahead and put your basic Screaming Eagle. You've all seen these. It's your oval intake. Really just opens it up. So we're getting a lot more airflow in there instead of your stock cover and all that. So we did the intake. Obviously from there, we're going to do the exhaust, and we got to do the whole Screaming Eagle header system. And then we got to do the high flow Screaming Eagle pipes, as you can see there. And so of course, as we always say here, if you're going to change your intake and you're going to, you know, change your exhaust, you must remap and tune the EFI, the electronic fuel injection. Now, this wouldn't have been my choice, but they wanted to stick everything OEM, like I said. And so we did go with the Screaming Eagle tuner from Harley-Davidson. And I will say it tuned them. I've done videos in the past. I'm not a huge fan of it because it's got a lot of hiccups. The app isn't great. It does some weird stuff, and it did it on these bikes, and I had to work through it to get, they're tuned great now, but it locked up and caused it. I would have got a Vance & Hines Fuel Pack 4. That's what we carry in our store for a reason. We used them for many years, and they just work and tune flawlessly. But nonetheless, I did get it done, and those are on these bikes. They're tuned out great. I get asked a lot how we keep these things looking so good. There's a lot of expensive, ridiculous cleaners out there. And we latched onto one so many years ago. We move a lot of this out of the Law Abiding Biker store. This is what our entire crew uses with our police fleet of motorcycles. BUGSLIDE, guys, it's available in the Law Abiding Biker store. This is your awesome waterless motorcycle cleaner, which we use in great quantities, keeping these clean. But it's such a simple cleaner to use. And you know, you buy it in our store. It comes with a really nice microfiber cloths, or you can get extra ones. We just keep this in our saddlebags all the time. Cleans it up, shines it, and it also puts a protective coat on it, microscopic protective coat on it. That way bugs and dirt don't stick as much in the first place, and then it just makes them come off even easier. We use it on paint, chrome, the windshields, like literally, and it's a very affordable cleaner. It sells itself out of our store. Once you use it, you'll know why. And they do need wet washes now and then, especially when we ride in rain or we go on longer rides or we just get a lot of bugs. At some point, we do wash them. Again, very affordable. We latched onto it many years ago. There's so much expensive stuff out there. Just be careful. Just because it's expensive doesn't mean it works any better than this stuff. This is Bike Bright. This is our wet wash solution. Spray it out, foams all up, literally melts all the grime out of your engine fins, off your windshield. Let it sit for a minute, spray your bike off, good to go. If it's really thick with stuff, you might have to scrub a little bit, but that is our Bike Bright wet wash cleaner. There's a whole array of Bike Bright products that we use when you really want to detail your bike. This is our Plexi Bright for your windshield. We've got more than this, but I'm just showing you. This is our Moto Black, which you can put on your wrinkle coat blacker on your motor, makes it look shiny, brand new. If you want to do your leather or your synthetic leather seat or whatever, we've got Bike Bag. Our helmets get really, really smelling bad because we sweat them a lot. You can't always pull the liners and wash them. That is our helmet liner refreshener. You spray it in and let it sit overnight. You can just wipe it out a little bit. Just freshens everything up and kills a lot of the germs in your helmet liner. So those are just some of the simple products. Again, it's all in the Law Abiding Biker store. So another mod that's huge, if you guys follow the channel, I've done many videos, so just go search it. But that is the extended brake pedal for your foot. And that's just a huge safety issue. Not only, you know, when we're riding fast, but the problem is your stock ones are really awkward and they're back here and they're up farther. It literally cramps the inside of my leg when I'm trying to do bar lock turns and run technical courses or even out on the street. This just puts it in a much more ergonomic position. And also emergency braking, stop quick every second counts. And with the stock pedals, your toes actually under it. Even I'm only 9.5 foot, but my toes under it. So in an emergency braking situation, you got to pull your foot back, lift it up higher, get it on the brake. You've just wasted very valuable time that could save your life. And we're out every day on the streets. My head's on a swivel. I'm constantly emergency braking because cars are pulling out. So having that in the proper position is absolutely crucial for safety. I can't emphasize that enough. I put it on my personal bike too. We sell the heck out of these things. Once you have one, you will never go back to stock. I guarantee it. You'll wonder how you ever put up with the stock. I'm not sure who designed that, but nonetheless, it puts it out. It's flatter. It's farther, even for a guy with regular size feet like me. We do sell a couple different models in the Law Abiding Biker store. We've always got them in stock, ready to go for you guys. This one model we sell, they both look basically the same, but this is we have the KURYAKYN model, black or chrome. We've also got different ones with cutouts in them for different designs, depending on what kind of look. This is just your plain Jane basic one, which is our top seller. But there are the cutout ones. The other model we sell, which we're really, really happy to be carrying, because they are an American company. They're neighbors to us. We're in Washington State. They're over in Idaho. And it is Soft Brake. And amazing people, amazing company, everything American made, American employees, all that stuff, guys. And very high quality. And that's our Soft Brake. And they also make, you know, different models we carry with the cutouts, black or chrome. It solves the same problem, but the Soft Brake, very high quality. All right, moving up to the levers. Again, for safety, it's crucial. You really should have adjustable levers. I put them on my personal bike, my police bike. Remember, the stock levers, they're made for the general Harley rider, and they're not perfect for anyone. They're trying to kind of be somewhere in the middle to please everybody. If you're not completely comfortable and in control of your bike, to me, that is a safety issue, and it's also going to destroy your confidence. You're going to get hand fatigue. So let's start. We've got different models. These are PSR levers. We love these so much. We have them in stock in the store. We're selling the heck out of them. We use them on all of our personal bikes too. So let's go ahead and move around to the clutch side and kind of give you the pros and cons on that, on stock lever versus this. And I've done a very detailed video. I'll try to pop a card on your screen and link in the description below if you want to watch the video just about these, and we show you how to install them too. It'll literally take you like 10 minutes to install the clutch and brake side. This is our PSR Anthem Pro model. This is everything. It gives you a whole bunch of adjustments. So this is the most adjustable one we carry, and it just comes in black. And basically you can slide this in and out how short or long you want it. It's also got another adjustment. You can bring it up a little bit if you like to angle it up and have a pull down into your grip. Also the knob here, it's very tactile. It clicks, mine's adjusted, so I'm not gonna mess with it, but you just click this roller wheel. That determines how close to the grip or how far away from the grip the clutch lever is. And y'all know when you're riding hard and using your friction zone like we do as police officers, or even on my personal bike, I can determine where I want the clutch to engage off this grip based on how my hand feels and how big it is and how long my fingers are. And that's crucial for control and hand fatigue. So getting one of these gives you that ability. So it doesn't matter if you have hydraulic or cable, it's going to give you that ability to get more finer adjustment on where you want your friction zone to be off the grip. And moving around to the brake side is some of the same type of adjustments. It's all the same adjustments really. And this is just for this side, exactly how far you want to pull in before you get into the ABS brakes, or how hard you're going to brake. And I can pull mine in, it's out quite a ways, but that's really just personal preference, where you want it to be. Practice emergency braking, figure out what works best for you and get it adjusted. So we've got a couple other models, and they are great levers too. Again, these are like majorly adjustable. We've got our Journey model, which you can get in black or chrome. They look somewhat similar to your stock levers, but they've got a star wheel up here instead of this type of wheel here, and not quite as many adjustments, but still plenty of adjustment. And people that get those really love those levers too. Again, black or chrome on those guys, those are the Journey. And then we have just the regular Anthems. These are the Anthem Pro, but the regular Anthems you can get in black or chrome, and they look similar to these. But again, they have a star wheel up here, and they don't have the adjustment for the length you want them or the adjustment up and down. They're just dumbed down just a little bit. All three models are great levers. Again, link in the description of the Law Abiding Biker store, and check them out. Also check that video out because we go through those different models and get more detail, and also show you how to install them. My voice was drying out there if you heard that. Okay, there's the official walk around of my new police bike. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.